class. For this second video, I will be introducing students to not only MLA guidelines, but also how to use the Purdue OWL Online Formatting Style Guide. For many of you, Purdue OWL is a website that is very useful, but also difficult to navigate. And so I wanted to model some of the challenges that you may face and how to get around those challenges as you begin working on your expose assignments and trying to put together your annotated bibliography, which should be in MLA 8 style. From our last video, you know that I found two scholarly resources for my research on the Lake Poets. The first is the article that Eric Weiner actually cites in Geography of Genius, Connecting Walking to Divergent Thinking. The name of this article is Give Your Ideas Some Legs, the Positive Effect of Walking on Creative Thinking. And the other source was a book called The Walk, Notes on a Romantic Image. So these are the two scholarly articles, and of course I need to add these two sources to my annotated bibliography. And to do that, I need to know a little bit about MLA style. I'm going to go, therefore, to the Purdue OWL Writing Lab website, and I'm going to be sure that I'm at the MLA style introduction page. There's a link on our D2L site that will take you directly to this site. And as I said, for many of you, you know that this is a website that's helpful, but it's really difficult to figure out how to get to the information that's going to be useful to you as writers and researchers. As you can see on this Purdue OWL website, most of the information is organized in tabs on the left-hand side of the web page. This is the introduction, which is not especially helpful. I mean, you'll learn that it's the style most commonly used within the language arts, cultural studies, and other humanities disciplines, but that doesn't actually help you cite these sources in a successful way. You'll need to go to the MLA Formatting and Style Guide right here. And what you'll see is that there is a submenu that opens up, which is overwhelming in terms of the number of choices available to you. As you can see, this menu is organized primarily based around basic types of information organization. You have books, periodicals, electronic sources, and then of course you have a miscellaneous category which contains other common sources. In order to effectively find how to format these sources, you'll need to know first what your sources are. This is a peer-reviewed article. It's published by a journal, and it is something that we have accessed digitally. This is a book, which we are also accessing digitally. To get started, if you're using the library website, you should be aware that there is a citation generator already built into the library website. It is automatically pre-programmed to give you the APA 6th edition version. We don't want the APA 6th edition, we want the MLA 8th edition. So don't get these confused, they're actually very different. As you can see, the library website is providing you with this very useful starting point. This is for the article that we found, and here, the MLA 8th edition, is for the book that we found. As I've said in class, this is a starting point. We want to begin here because we have a generator, but we always want to check information that the computer gives us against the Purdue OWL MLA style guide. The reason being is that sometimes this computer will get confused and it will provide additional information such as NetLibrary Inc. that is incorrect. NetLibrary Inc. is not in fact an author of The Walk, notes on a romantic image. You'll also notice that there's a missing colon here in the title of the book. For these reasons, we need to make sure that what the generator is giving us is accurate. So let's start with this article that we found through the library website. We know that this is an article. That's not a book. It may be a periodical, but because we found this using an electronic resource like the library, let's check here. What you'll see is a master guide of what any article that was accessed through electronic, and that is also, of course, online means, should have when available. In MLA, if you don't have particular pieces of information, you skip over to the next item. We are not citing an entire website, right? We are just citing an article that we found. This is not something that was found on a department website. This is not even a page on a website. This is not an ebook, although of course our second source is. This is not an image. This is not an article in a web magazine that would be a popular source. But our first source, give your ideas some legs, is, in fact, an article in an online scholarly journal. Bingo, we found it. This is the way it should look. Author last name, first name, the name of the article in quotes, the name of the journal in italics, the volume number abbreviated with the number, then the number of the journal abbreviated with the number, the year of publication, and then this would appear to be the URL, and then finally it would appear to be the date of access. Now for me, my date of access is March 17th. So you would say 17 March 2020. This also appears to be an article from an online database. So you can use a DOI instead of a URL, which is provided to you by the University of Arizona Library and the database. Or you can just use the URL. It's up to you. This is the permalink. This is what you would use for the URL. And the DOI is something that you would actually find inside the database, right, which I don't have here. There's one last, so we have to add, of course, the date of access, right, at the end here. But we want to make sure, of course, that this article, because it has two authors, is in fact correct. To do that, we need to scroll all the way back up and look at basic format for the works cited page. This page has basic rules and changes from the previous version of MLA 8. And what you see here is an example of what multiple authors should look like. As you can see, we have a last name and a first name, comma, the word and then the first name and last name of a second article. If we go back, we can see that the generator was in fact actually correct for this particular element of the MLA works cited. So we're almost correct. We just have to add the accessed here and the permanent URL as well, so that we can tell the reader, which will be me, this is something we accessed online. Now, as you can see, the walk notes on a romantic image. It's a book, and the book that we're accessing is in fact not a book that was published in prehistoric times, 1989, but in fact an ebook. Fortunately, we've already found how to cite an ebook in electronic resources. Sorry, Ellery. We have to go back to electronic resources, or sources, excuse me. Scroll down to ebook. So you can see we need to have the author. Okay, we have that, Robinson Jeffrey Crane. And it looks like it should just be, of course, Robinson Jeffrey Crane, just the author. Because we only need to indicate that the book in question is an ebook by putting the term ebook in the version slot of the MLA template. So just the author, get rid of Net Library Inc. Then we have to make sure that the title is correct. There should be a colon here. The walk colon notes on a romantic image. Instead of first edition, we're actually going to put ebook, the publisher of the ebook, and then the date of publication. So we'd actually have to access the online book for that information. And that's essentially how you're going to use the Purdue OWL MLA Works cited Introduction and Formatting and Style Guide to accurately represent the sources that you're using. Again, it's very important for you to be careful to identify what you're looking at when you are citing sources. I hope that this has been helpful, and I look forward to uploading another video for you momentarily about how to format your upcoming expose assignment. Thank you for watching.